Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am Stephanie and today's reading is going to be about you and your person and the next time you get to see them. I was intending this to be like a next date or a next encounter, but I'm hearing that for some of you it won't be quite a date. It'll just be like the next time you see them. So we're just going to go with that. The next time you see your person, they could be a committed partner, they could be a crush, a situationship, whatever it is that you would like. And I actually love how right now outside the sky is brightening a little bit. I'm not sure if it's getting captured on camera, but I think that's a good sign that that's what we should go with. And now it's starting to rain. So regardless, we have 3 piles here for you today. Pile 1, you have this, it's more of an orchid color, this pink orchid candle. Pile 2, you have this light seafoam green or bluish candle. And pile 3, you have this lovely yellow candle. So take the time to think about you and your partner and the next time you will see them. And I'll be ready for you whenever you are. All right, pile 1, if you chose this lovely pinkish orchid purple colored candle, then we have your reading here for you today about you and your person and the next time you get to see them. The song that was coming through for you was, it was Usher. And I forget what the name of the song is. I think it's You Got It Bad. Yeah, you got it bad when you hang up and you call right back. So there's something here about not wanting the conversation between you and your person to stop. Or at the very least, there's like a lot of stuff that needs to be said. I feel like there's going to be a very interesting back and forth. That is what's coming through. But let's start with your oracles to get a nature of what this situation is going to be, when you will next see them, what's going to go on. We're going to do this person A and B style where we're going to look at each person's thoughts and feelings as well as what energy they are in next time you see them. So let's start with your alchemical card. We have Wise Salt, number 28. Sorry, 28. Sal Sapiente. We also have psychic connection. There is a strong psychic connection between you and this person. She thinks exactly the same as you. Your intuition is telling you the right thing about this situation and this person. So yeah, I feel like this is definitely my pile of psychic folks. And there is a sense here that you two might have a very strong psychic bond. And I feel like it's part of the reason why you keep wanting to talk. Because even though I feel like you both get each other on a very 5D level, the conversation just keeps adding to it. So it's like this beautiful symphony of the 3D and the 5D communication. I'm seeing like, it's like a tapestry being woven as you speak of this beautiful connection. I really do feel that the both of you are, I don't know, there's just something where you're really connected. Let's get cards for my pile A. My person A, the womb. Person B, we have the stone. Okay, I love how these two almost fit together. It's like the yin and the yang here, the masculine, feminine, the positive, the negative. I really love, it's almost like the stone is supposed to go into the womb here. Not to get, a little 18 plus on you, but that might be what's going on here. For person A, we also have full moon in Capricorn. Take a reality check. They might have a moon in Capricorn, but I really do feel that person A is being the more realistic one here. Person B has last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. This is very interesting. I'm getting this energy of like somebody being the creator, somebody like making a space for somebody, and the other person is being the more realistic one and kind of it's like you each are bringing something to the table that the other needs. I'm seeing like a positive, negative, like how the batteries are in a little whatchamacallit. But it's like you're both the same battery, but you're being placed in like the opposite sides to complement each other. And I have one more card for each one of you. I'm going to do this live shuffle because I forgot to do it last night. This is I've been using this deck quite a bit, the Magic of Marvel, only because I grew up with lots of comics. And one way to teach people about energy and getting into your power is through comics, believe it or not. I feel like that's why I gravitated a lot towards that as a kid. For my pile, okay, so person A has 2. We have Spider-Man, places to be, webs to shoot, and Hawkeye, ready, steady, go. So person A is definitely very much on the go. I feel like their energy is all over the place. They might be very popular. They might have a lot going on in their life. I feel like they never really stay put. They are giving me this Sagittarius slash Gemini energy. They could be on the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn, which would make them born sometime mid-December, if that resonates. But there is a sense here that person A has a lot going on when you two meet. Person B, though, let's get a Marvel card for them. We have Iron Man. What are you really protecting? Which is very interesting. So this is intended to be a romantic reading, of course, but I am getting like a student mentor connection here because, and let me turn on the light. So there's going to be a cut right now. Much better. Now you can actually see the cards. But there is like a student mentor energy here because there's like, in the most recent installation of Spider-Man, Tony Stark, Iron Man, became a mentor to Peter Parker. And I even like how they're facing each other here in this layout. But also Hawkeye, they're using, I forget what her name is, but I know in the newer series, it's that younger girl who becomes, I guess, the new Hawkeye. They're using her instead of, oh God, what's his name? The dude from that one movie, who they also had like a student teacher mentorship kind of situation here. But here I'm seeing it more like, well, I guess there could be an age gap. And I'm not trying to make it sound creepy because I feel like regardless, you have a lot to learn from each other. I feel more so person A from person B, because person B gives me the sense that they're very no nonsense. The stone also makes me think of Capricorn energy, but it makes me think of somebody who's already established with the last quarter moon in Scorpio. The last quarter moon is it's the waning moon. So this is before it becomes new. So it's like toward the end of a moon cycle here. And with revealing what needs to be seen, I really feel like person B is showing person A quite a bit of things that they need to know. It could be something psychic, like let's say person B is the more psychic one, because I feel like they would be. They both are, but I feel like person B would have a lot more to tell person A about what is going on, because person A has to take a reality check. I feel like they're going to be very grounded about this whole conversation. I really feel if you're not meeting each other, you're definitely having a conversation here. So this could be like a FaceTime situation. You could be calling each other, texting each other. I really feel like what's important here is the conversation that goes on between the both of you. It's not so much that you're going to be doing anything, though of course you might, because I'm just like seeing a conversation. Like I said, that tapestry that is being woven is being shown to me. But I really feel like person B is revealing quite a few things to person A. And the things that person B tells person A, they're going to take it to the womb. It's like they're going to, I mean, the imagery I'm being shown, they're like, why am I being shown the imagery of like a sperm going into, maybe quite literally if you guys are doing that, but it's like they're incubating this idea that person B presented, and they're going to grow it very slowly. It could even take almost 9 months to make this whole thing come about, but it's mostly an idea that person B is planting into person A's head. It's the notion that maybe something psychic that person B was feeling that they told person A is going to inspire them to grow. Because I really do feel with places to be, webs to shoot, they've got stuff going on. I feel like they're literally, they have a lot on their plate. They have a lot on their mind. I feel like they're trying to start, ooh, the ringing in my ear just got really, really loud. Yeah, they've got stuff going on, and some of it is supposed to be secret. I feel like person A's higher self is coming through to be like, say anything, but they do have a lot going on. I feel like they have a lot of projects going on. They might be trying to do multiple things at once. I'm not seeing multiple people, though that could be the case. If this is a more casual connection, I think you will know if you are. Just take this realistically, of course, and make it apply to your situation. But person A has, especially because the full moon is completion, I feel like they're looking for something to bring to fruition here. It's like they're looking for ideas, they're looking for something to start. They're really a person A is a go-getter. Like they have quite a bit of stamina and a lot of energy. I wouldn't be surprised if they ran multiple businesses or if they had multiple jobs, or maybe they're like working a full-time job while trying to go to school. They just got a lot going on. And at the same time, I feel like they have a lot of people that help them out, and person B is just one of them. Person B, though, with the stone, what the song "Like a Stone," is that what it's called? In your house, I long to be, room by room, patiently. I wait for you there, like a stone. So I don't know if person B is kind of waiting for person A to like calm down and give them a moment so that they can tell them something. I feel like person A is very stable. Like they got their stuff going on. They're very accomplished, but they're also quite serious. So it's surprising that they're the more psychic one. I feel like um person B is just an odd combination, at least to person A. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of person A's perspective here. Person B is a combination of someone very stable who's got their stuff together, but they also have such a strong intuition, and that intuition doesn't fail them. Like I'm being shown how a lot of these CEOs or founders of all kinds of companies take the time out of their day to meditate or to do something that is considered woo woo by most people. And people wouldn't assume that of them, or they kind of attribute that one trait or characteristic to their success. Like I'm being shown Gwyneth Paltrow, who's a really great businesswoman, but she's also just a little bit out there. Also, Gwyneth played what's her name, Pepper Potts, to in Iron Man. So that makes sense. I feel like person B just has it made. I wouldn't be surprised if person B is somebody who has like a really nice house, but also creates space for people who want to learn from them. I feel like person B has a very interesting, it's giving me like King or Queen of Swords energy here, where they like to nurture the mind, they like to nurture the soul as well. I feel like they care more about creating a better future than they care about their own wealth, even though the wealth will come to them or has come to them, depending on where they are. They might be Scorpio. There is a bit of Scorpio energy here. What are you really protecting? I feel like person B is also very protective of both person A and of anybody that they consider to be just like them. I feel like person B is giving me Aquarius energy now, where they really do like to mentor those that they feel need guidance. It's kind of like they're always willing to share their secrets, and they're always willing to share their guidance with anybody. Because I am thinking of Tony Stark, especially towards like the end of the Avengers series, where maybe in the past person B has been very reckless, or has had like trouble coming up in their field, or maybe just, I don't know, it's like there was a struggle at some point. But now as they've gotten older, or as they've become more accomplished in whatever it is that they do, they're very willing to help people out, and person A is one of these people. But there is a very romantic undertone to this. I feel like they're drawn to each other, um like I said, uh but it's kind of like person B wants to make it very clear that they want to be very respectful, and person A, with take a reality check, I feel like person A kind of finds it a little hard to believe that someone like person B would be into them. And like I said, I feel like person B might see a little bit of themselves in person A as well. And maybe this is part of the reason they want to mentor, but also part of the reason that they're really drawn to each other. I feel like person A kind of wants to get to where person B is, and person B knows what it's like to be where person A is, and this is just part of what draws them. This could be the psychic connection as well. I feel like when you just know somebody who is cut from the same cloth as you, it's easy to have like a psychic connection, or it's easy to know where they come from. Like you speak the same language because you're from the same country. It's that kind of energy. I am going to read from the book for Wise Salt, because all I'm getting from that so far is the wisdom that they're going to bestow upon each other. Because believe it or not, and I don't think person B realizes this, but person A has quite a few things to teach them as well. So from the book, Wise Salt, Wisdom, Grit, Preservation. Wise salt is a sacred ingredient of preservation. In due time and with due experience, the alchemist slowly develops these granules of wisdom that can someday be passed to another. Salt retains, preserves, and absorbs. It brings complexity to flavors and grit to slippery roads. Such is the magic of sal sapiente. Someone who carries wise salt is immediately recognizable. Their words hold meaning, their stories are deep and true. They have wisdom that cannot be attained by any other means than decades of pain and pleasure. You may experience white salt through the elders of the community. When this card appears, know that everything you are going through will be of use down the line. Alchemically, you're being brined. Preserve what you can, let go of the rest, and lean heavily on your elders. Well, I didn't want to say there's an age gap here, but there might be, just because they keep saying elders. But what that age gap is will depend on you and what you're comfortable with. And again, take that if it resonates. It doesn't necessarily have to be. Though there can be somebody in this connection who is a little bit wiser than the other, who is a little bit more grown up. Even if they're the same age, I feel like one has better footing in the world than the other. But like I said, I feel like somebody may have moon in Scorpio, somebody may have moon in Capricorn, but that energy is coming through very strongly. With the womb, that isn't to say that person A has a womb. It's just to say that person A has more fertile energy. So they're able to get more done, or they're ready to incubate some kind of project or idea or something that person B will help them out with or will inspire. I really do feel like person B isn't doing much here. With the stone, they're just being a pillar of strength to their person A. I'm actually quite liking this. I mean, I'm not sure about the mentor teacher kind of energy here, but I guess it will depend. I don't feel like one or the other is trying to take advantage here. It's more like they have a lot to learn from each other. Reveal what needs to be seen. What are you really protecting? I feel like person A might have a hard time figuring person B out. So if you resonate more with person A, we are getting into more of what person B wants to do here and what this conversation will result in. At the very least, it's a conversation. You can be meeting in person, but I feel like what's going to be important here are the words said. It's the conversation held and whatever it is that you exchange the next time you speak with your person. And if you're person B, just know that person A is very scattered. And I feel like you may know that. You may know that they're a little bit all over the place and they might be a little reluctant to hear what you have to say. Because I'm thinking of how maybe person A has a bit of an alter ego. Like they're one way with their person B, but a different way with everybody else. They're Peter Parker with person A. So I feel like person B really does get to see a very genuine side to person A. But to everybody else, they're Spider-Man. So they have this mask that they have to put up. They have this other persona that they have to play up. I feel like person A, they may want to see to the root of person B. Of person A. I think they both do. They both are very curious about each other for sure. But see, even in this picture, they're wearing glasses. It's almost like person B isn't sure what side of person A they'll get to see. But regardless, they have to tell them something in regards to this psychic connection. But let's move on to the tarot, because I am quite curious to see how this next encounter between you and your person will go along. I'm using the Mythos Tarot. Well, no, okay. I'm being told to use the Star Child Tarot first, and then to use the Mythos Tarot, okay? And I use different decks because they each portray the cards differently. And I tend to go with imagery that I know will, well, one, fit the kind of reading I'm doing. And two, I don't know, I just feel like some decks are better at gauging certain types of themes better than others. But that's me. Some people just like to stick with the Rider-Waite. I've never been a fan of the Rider-Waite. I did use it to learn how to do tarot, but that's about it. I actually used playing cards. So I had nothing but pip cards when I first started. But for my pile 1 and their person, let's see. We have the King of Wands. We have the Tower. Ooh. Oh my god, it does not want to shuffle. There's a reluctance here, either to this conversation or to something going on here. What is going on between you and pile? What is going on with pile 1? We have the Emperor. I do hear there's a bit of a power struggle here. We have the Ace of Swords and the Page of Cups and the Eight of Crystals. Oh, let me put this over here. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a bit of a power struggle because that deck, I mean, that deck doesn't typically shuffle that nicely to begin with, but there's a lot of new ideas, and I feel like some stuff is going to come out of nowhere as well. This might just be the energy you and your person have. All right, to clarify the King of Wands, we have the Knight of Swords, lots of communication. Like I said, it's a conversation. The Ace of Coins for the Tower. The Eight of Coins twice. We have the Eight of Pentacles twice. So there's definitely, I'm wondering if both of you are in business together or if you work together for sure. Because something about the fruits of your labor is coming through. I said label. Maybe you both own a label as well. To clarify the Ace of Swords, we have the Five of Wands with Zealous. There's a big back and forth. I'm wondering if this is an argument, or if not an argument, a very animated and passionate conversation. I'm going to go with the latter, a very passionate conversation, because an argument maybe, but this is giving me the energy of is two people who, when they talk, they're very animated and passionate, that it seems like an argument, but it's not an argument. I feel like, especially those people of certain cultures, you know what I mean? Like, people think that you're arguing, but you're just talking like normal people. And that's just how you are. I feel like when you and this person get in like to a really deep conversation, this is how you get. And it sounds like an argument, but it's not. To clarify the Page of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles. We're talking about business and money here. Or at the very least, oh, okay. And if not about that, then we might be talking about physical relationships, which is very interesting. I wonder if the both of you compare notes about your past encounters. Why is that coming through? Okay, back at the deck energy. The Queen of Swords with Circe. I told you. This is giving me Queen of Swords energy. Whoever the feminine is here, if there is a feminine, I feel like they're a lot more eloquent. And that would explain the power struggle. I feel like especially if there's like very traditional gendered roles going on here, the feminine here is a lot more powerful when it comes to her words or his words. It doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, but that is the energy that I'm getting. Just make this fit for your genders, of course, and whatever's going on. But I feel like one person is a lot smarter than the other person is expecting them to be, and that is making them lose their grip or making them slip up. It's like they want to have the upper hand in the conversation, but my girl here is just too smart for this person. But believe it or not, your person kind of likes it and they don't know what to make of it, especially if it's from like, sorry if you notice the cut, pile 1, but and I'm also sorry for these loud cars in this neighborhood, my God. Like I said, I feel like especially if this person comes from a traditional background, they're not used to the woman being so intelligent, so smart, or even so outspoken. Regardless of what that is, let's start over here with the King of Wands and the Knight of Swords. And it's interesting. See, this is why I use certain decks, because we have the Knight of Swords, which is communication, someone who's very communicative. But because we have Aries here, the god of war, this is a very spirited conversation. And I feel like somebody's perspective is going to be very shifted with the King of Wands here. The King of Wands is somebody who's very charismatic, somebody who's very confident and sure of himself. And if this is the masculine or the more masculine person in this, within this couple, I feel I'm hearing them's fighting words. So somebody here said something that really shook somebody up, and I'm not quite sure what the nature of this conversation is. It'll vary. For some of you, it might be, like I said, money. It could be business. It could even be the physical body. And in some cases, it might be it might actually be about doing the deed here. But with the Tower and the Ace of Coins, somebody has been shaken to their core. I feel like there's been a revelation here that isn't going, it's like somebody is not going to remain the same after this revelation, or after this conversation. Okay, it should sound much better that now. I forgot to put the microphone into my camera. But yeah, somebody's not going to be the same after this conversation. Also, I keep getting interrupted by small things here and there. I feel like somebody might have trouble hearing what the other person has to say, or you might keep getting interrupted by other people. If this conversation is to go well, and maybe this is a tip for you, pile one, if you want to plan this out, make sure it's just you and your person. Don't go to a restaurant, don't go somewhere public, because I feel like you both have this energy where you might draw a lot of people to you. I feel like you just have this energy that gives off like a very attractive couple, or a very animated fun couple, so people can't help but be drawn to you, and you will be interrupted quite a bit. And if it's a restaurant, you will notice that like the waiter or waitress may come to your table more than they should. Just something very random. But like I said, somebody is being shaken to their core. I feel like the very essence of their being is very it's going to shift their perspective for sure, and it might cause a bit of friction, which is interesting here with the Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles. Like I said, we're undoing some toxic masculine ideology here, because the Emperor would be masculine energy, but we have the Eight of Pentacles here, and again, this is why I choose these specific tarot decks. We have Chiron, who is, he's the healer of the heroes and the gods, I think. I am going to read from the book to make sure that I'm reading Chiron right. But Chiron is somebody who is kind of like a therapist character or a rehabilitator. This is undoing some kind of toxic masculine ideology. And you don't even have to be, there has to be no man within this connection in order to undo this. This could be within yourself as well, pile one, especially if you identify as a woman here, because we do have internalized misogyny from time to time. But let me read from the book for the Eight of Coins, Chiron. Immortal Centaur. Chiron was a centaur, though it should be noted that unlike his kin, he was neither violent nor savage. He was famous for his wisdom and knowledge of medicine, instructing many Greek heroes such as Heracles, Achilles, and Asclepius. Chiron renounced his immortality after suffering great and unending pain in a stray poisoned arrow shot by Heracles. Yet he lives on in the stars as the constellation Centaurus. As the ultimate teacher and mentor, Chiron's presence in your reading indicates you may be about to embark on a journey of apprenticeship or mastery. Like I said, that mentor teacher energy keeps coming through, and I feel like you both are going to learn a lot from each other. And one of the major things I feel like you're going to have to work through is this idea of masculinity and how harmful it can be, or that it is, depending on who this person is. If this is, for example, a connection when neither identifies as a man, it could be undoing masculinity as something that is negative in general, because masculinity doesn't have to be negative. There is healthy, positive masculinity out there, and it's within all of us. But that's a whole different topic for a whole different video. But this is just an example that I'm showing you. But if this is a man with very toxic masculine ideologies, we could be undoing them within this conversation, or it could even be like a precursor to what you're expecting out of somebody in a relationship. Pile one, especially if this is you. I feel like there are certain standards, because like I said, if there's a feminine here, she's very smart and she's not going to put up with a lot. And if this person wants anything deeper with this feminine, something has to be undone. And the thing is, I think it gets through to them, because with the Ace of Swords here, this is a new idea. This sword is piercing through this ideology that they have, and that's what I want to call it, because I don't think it's in their heart. I think deep down they're a very good person. It's just the stuff they've been surrounded by through life, whether it's their own friends, the media, or maybe just traditional roles. Like I said, it could be within their culture, has made them think that that they have to act a certain way to be in a relationship, that they always have to be dominant, when the truth is they might just want to be um, like this soft and loving person to you. There is a very animated conversation here, and it's very profound with the Five of Wands. It's like an inner struggle within the both of you. I feel like more so whoever is undoing this ideology, it's a struggle with them. And the Five of Wands I'm seeing as an internal struggle, and with Zelus. It's interesting because I always associate this with jealousy, because that's, I think, where we get the word jealous from. They might also be undoing quite a bit of jealousy. Like I said, if you're going somewhere public, if this isn't just a conversation, the topic of jealousy itself might arise, and this might be within both of you, I'm not sure. And I feel like jealousy is something that they used to live off of, or that they thought was something that should be very common in relationships. And like I said, somebody here, I really do want to say this Queen of Swords person is you, pile one, is setting some very strong standards. And I feel like this person, because they want to be powerful, they want to be this ideal partner for you, they're willing to take it into account and to allow it to change them. With the Page of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles here, like I said, this is somebody who's committed. The Knight of Pentacles is nothing if not committed and willing to put in the work for something here. And with Zephyros, I love it because it gives a sense of speed. With the Page of Cups, this is somebody who's willing to accept this cup of a relationship, this cup of love, this offer of affection. But yeah, we're dealing with a lot of masculine energy here. And sorry, I'm waiting for this car to pass by. I don't understand why they have to be so loud. Like, my house is, it's a pretty big house, so I don't get how all that noise gets in here. But regardless, there is a sense here that this person is very willing to put in the work, because the Eight of Coins, Eight of Crystals shows up twice. And it's interesting how they're both like one person is offering this little sphere, this little crystal, and the other person is back here reaching for their arrows. But there's butterflies all around him. I feel like you're both willing to put in the work here. But somebody is doing it by offering something, and the other person is doing so by like figuring out what it is that they need to shoot for, almost quite literally and figuratively. Because even in the oracles we had, who was it? They were both shooting for something. Here they are. Hawkeye is shooting her arrow. He's got arrows. Like I said, somebody might be a Sagittarius here or have very strong Sagittarius energy. And Peter Parker, I'm looking for the card, but I think it was shooting webs. It's like they're looking for something to attack, but the truth is they're always in this defensive fight or flight mode, and somebody here is asking them to not be. It's like almost trust. I think trust is going to be a major theme here, though one that isn't really spoken about. It's like you don't always have to be on the defensive. You can let your guard down with somebody and trust them. And I think this is going to be a big key thing within both this connection and the topic of this conversation. Because what is a relationship without trust? And I think if trust in the most basic form too, we're not talking about whether somebody is going to be faithful or not, though that could also be another topic that comes up since we do have jealousy here. But like, who can you let your guard down around, and who can you be your truest self with? That also came up in the oracles. I'm being called to use the Astro Dice for you. It's that same vehicle, by the way. I don't know what they're doing because it's dark and wet outside. Okay, so we have Mars here, which I'm not surprised with Aries. We have the 12th house. and Cancer energy. Cancer energy is very interesting because it's typically a feminine sign, but I've always considered Cancer to be one of those signs that if somebody's masculine, they're like super duper masculine, and if there's somebody feminine, then they're super duper feminine. Like whatever energy they choose to be, they're going to be like a very exaggerated version of that, and it's quite cute. I like it. I love Cancers. I know more Cancers than any other sign, believe it or not. But with Mars here, this is that masculine energy that wants to win out. But the 12th house is interesting because this is the 12th house. They sometimes call it the house of rehabilitation. And I feel like it's perfect for Chiron because this is where we go into the subconscious, where we go into the spiritual side, where we go into the unseen. And it's typically something that gets very, it's healed. It might be like the biggest healing journey of all, but whatever is in there, whatever planet is in the 12th house, gets healed to its fullest extent. Somebody could have Mars in the 12th house. Somebody could have Cancer in the 12th house, which would make them either Cancer rising or Leo rising. Yeah, I want to say that that's how it works. But correct me if I'm wrong. But regardless, let's move on to your closing statements or your closing cards. But this is a very intense next meeting you have with your person. And like I said, it's mostly going to be this conversation that is had. And wherever that is, like I said, just make sure that you are both completely understood. Because if you're anywhere out in public, do expect people to keep bothering you. You both just have this magnetic quality to you. But for my pile 1, we have a self-care oracle card with read 42. This is interesting. I feel like your person thinks you're very well read, or you may talk about reading. Like maybe you both read the same book or something, or there's like a particular book you might want to talk about. You might speak about the things you've read as well. And then we have some channeled messages from the Hermit Tarot deck. I'm hearing 5. So we have, I'm ready. I'm a very jealous person. I was saying that jealousy might be a topic that comes up. And you might actually see some jealousy as well, especially, like I said, if you're out in public and you keep being bothered, somebody might notice that this person is paying a little too much attention to one person or the other. It could be whomever. And that'll bring up the topic of jealousy. I want you to choose. Yeah, I feel like some of you may not quite be in a relationship yet, but you've been dating and you kind of are setting the tone for what this relationship should be. So it's like, I want you to choose, and you kind of, I feel like an ultimatum is kind of being given here. Not very directly, but it's hinted that there's an ultimatum here. I need time for me. I have so much desire for you. Back of the deck energy, yeah. Do you think about me too? With I need time for me, I'm getting the feeling that somebody is having to choose between how much they find one person really, really attractive and they just would really love to be in a connection with them, but they may not be ready. Maybe they themselves are still going through something, or have just, they may not have processed their previous connection, however long ago that may have been. And then I have so much desire for you. I really do feel like the attraction is mutual, because do you think about me too? I feel like somebody hides their feelings here. Love is the answer. Somebody is hiding their feelings here, or they don't make it very apparent for whatever reason. It could be due to this jealousy. It could be due to the fact that, like I said, there's some toxic masculine trait that says, oh, you shouldn't be showing too much interest in this person. But like I said, I feel like a lot of that will be spoken about next time you see your person. But this is all I have for you today, my pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If any of this resonated, please let me know in the comments below. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Sending so much love to you and your person. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose this light blue teal candle, then we have a reading here for you today about your person and you, and the next time you see them. So there was a song for you, and it's in Spanish, so I'm not gonna link it because it's also kind of a silly song. but the song translates to I saw you pass by. And that it's a song about watching somebody walk by, and they had so much to tell them, but they weren't able to tell them anything. So next time you see your person, it might have something to do with a conversation that you both need to have, because that was very similar to pile one. Actually, if you were drawn to pile one, I do recommend you go back to that one. But let's start with the connecting energies that we have for you and your person. We have divine counterpart. This person is your divine counterpart. You are connected with each other on an astral level. This connection helps to raise the vibration on earth. You will create positive things together. And your alchemical card, we have the peacock's tail. This is very interesting. We are doing this person A and B style, and this is going to look into what they are feeling or where they are at or what's going on in this next meeting, encounter, or conversation you have. For person A, we have the bridge with 38. Person B, we have the dead end, XL. Person A, we have full moon in Pisces, forgive. B, new moon in Aries, go for it. These are two very interesting and very different. There's a story here, but I'm going to get one more card for each of you. This is from the Magic of Marble Oracle deck, which I've been using a lot. I grew up with comic books, so for me it's easy to translate energy and personalities with comic book characters. So for person A, we have Black Widow, look twice, leap once. And then for person B, we have Dr. Octopus, being right never feels wrong. We have two very strong characters here. And I feel like they both like to be right, but I feel like person A gives in more to person B about being right about something every now and then. Let's see. Let's start with person A. With the bridge, forgive, and Black Widow. I feel like person A is very willing to put something behind them when it comes to this connection. I don't know if you're currently in an energy where there's like a misunderstanding or you disagreed about something. There is an energy here that is kind of saying that they're willing to let bygones be bygones here with forgive. Person A might be a Pisces. They could also be a Scorpio, because Black Widow has always given me Scorpio energy, and I know Scarlett Johansson is a Scorpio herself. So there is something very Pisces about person A in that they're always willing to bend to person B, not because it's like they want to keep the peace and they want everything to be right. I feel like person A is very loving towards person B. They might truly believe they are their divine counterpart. And there is definitely a feeling that person B is not in the best energy, or that they themselves are at a dead end. It's like they're aware person B is finishing a cycle and beginning something new. With being right never feels wrong. Person B, I'm not sure if they're always right, but they always have this confidence about them that, especially because of Aries here, I'm thinking of how confident Aries can be even when they are wrong. I love Aries. I'm saying this with so much love. I love Aries so much. It's my Venus. But Aries people can be very brazenly wrong about something, and they will stand by it. They will die on that hill. It's I think it's adorable. But it's like they're watching person B struggle through something, especially with the dead end. I feel like I said, they're closing out a cycle. They might have just ended something. They might have just come out of some kind of predicament where they might have lost something. With the hand here, it's interesting because there's this hand and it almost looks like it's reaching out for help or stopping something. And in this card, we have two hands reaching out to each other. It's almost like person A is very willing to lend a hand to person B, regardless of whether they are right or wrong. I don't think they care. I feel like person B is always more equipped to handle whatever person B is going through. And this might be this kind of connection where they're always willing to help each other out. And sometimes it's person B that does this, especially with this go for it new moon and Aries energy. I feel like the moon in Aries loves to be new because it gives them so much energy to get things done, to go for it, to like even this uh even Dr. Octopus here looks like he's really going after something here. I feel like person B is just reaching for something. Maybe quite literally reaching for some kind of conclusion or something. There is a little bit of sense that person B might be in their Delulu phase, not too much, but just a little bit, like maybe some aspect of it. And person B can see, sorry, person A can see through this because Pisces can be very psychic when it comes to certain things. But person B is definitely in this energy where they need help, and they might be stubborn to accept this help as well. But person A is willing to give it regardless. I am going to read from the book for the Peacock's Tail from the Alchemy, the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck, because the rainbow to me can signify several things, like especially because we actually have two rainbows here. The bridge is kind of a little bit of a rainbow, not too much, but it's making me think of the 10 of Cups card where somebody is looking for emotional fulfillment here. It could be the both of them. I do feel like it's the both of them, but I'm also feeling that somebody is not seeing everything. Okay, the Peacock's Tail, full vision, the spectrum, inclusivity. The Peacock's Tail is a sacred image in alchemy. The mesmerizing display of tail feathers opens to mark the alchemists having shifted from single to multi-perspective. This is a great achievement. The alchemist has opened 1,000 sets of eyes instead of one. Creative solutions to complex social and political polarities can be found in the sacred space. The force field of possibilities has opened, and the alchemist has entered a new paradigm belonging to multiplicity, dimensionality, and inclusion. I feel like, how do I put this? There's a realm of possibility here. I feel like person A is really leaving the door open for person B, and person B may or may not walk through it. Because I'm actually feeling a lot more love and compassion from person A than person B. Person B is a little bit on the defensive. Maybe they've been hurt by person A, or person A has said something that they knew would hurt person B. Because I am feeling that there's a little bit of there's a sad energy between the both of them, which is interesting because we have divine counterpart. I do feel like they both acknowledged that they were meant to meet each other, and they both acknowledged that they are both very much made for each other. But there's a sense here, I'm not sure what happened between these two. Like I said, it could just be a conversation that didn't end well. It could have been an argument, or it could be person A having a very I told you so kind of energy, but they themselves, but I don't think they actually said that. It's more like they told person B what would happen and then it happened. So person B is kind of annoyed by it. And they're kind of coming back with their tail between their legs, you know, in this very, but in an aggressive manner. Not saying that they're going to be aggressive towards person A. It's more like they're mad at themselves, and they don't want to have any, they don't want to be in that energy knowing that person A was right. As to where this is, I'm not sure. I feel like they may already live together. They might see each other regularly. They might definitely already be in a connection, but they don't have to be. I feel like in some cases, they might actually be contemplating. If the dead end is this connection itself, I feel like person B thinks it's over, and person A, like I said, wants to leave that door open. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, there's a bit of a, these cards are wonderful, but the energies between themselves, it's like they're on a different level of feeling out whatever this is. I am going to go ahead and get the Astro Dice. I waited for the tarot portion for this in the other reading, but I'm going to go ahead and do this here. We have the 11th house of friendship, we have, and community. We have Virgo, and we have the Sun. Somebody here could be a Virgo. Somebody could also have If you have Virgo in the 11th house, this person might be a Scorpio rising, which would make sense. I feel like Scorpios, or at least Scorpio rising, do have a little bit of that Black Widow energy, or even this dead end energy where they're not afraid of starting over. But the 11th house is what's throwing me for a loop. I'm wondering if these two are in the same social circle, or if their friends are hearing about it, or there's just something about the community here. It could have something to do with the community itself. But with Virgo, I'm getting the feeling that somebody was being very analytical about something. Somebody, like I said, somebody could have like a moon in Pisces and a Virgo sun, and that would make them like born under a full moon, which would be the full moon in Pisces actually. Interesting. But let's move on to the tarot, because I'm kind of interested to see what is going on between these two individuals. Like I said, the connection isn't quite clear to me. I feel like most of them will already be together, or at the very least have been together. I am getting the feeling of two people who know each other very well, to the point that there's a big sense of understanding between the both of them. I'm using a Star Child Tarot for my pile 2. There is a sense that somebody feels burdened by the other though. Alright, so my pile 2, we have the Tower. We also have the Page of Crystals. We have the Starseed, which is the Fool in this deck. There's definitely a new beginning here, but one that was kind of unexpected. I feel like somebody's in new energy. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Sun. It's quite an interesting mix. Like, I feel like somebody is stepping into their power due to the fact that something very crazy went on, or somebody told I feel like somebody told somebody, one person told somebody something, and that's caused them to go through like a whole new way of being, or a new way of seeing life. Is this almost giving me breakup energy? But it doesn't feel like breakup energy. I feel like there was an ultimatum in this connection, and that made somebody have to shift drastically. Which is weird, because a similar theme came up in pile 1. And I'm not saying that you have to go back to that pile, unless, of course, that pile was calling to you. But there's a sense here that somebody is not the same. And now the song from Wicked is coming. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. It's defying gravity, by the way. Okay, let's clarify the Tower here with the Mythos Tarot. We have the Hierophant Dionysus. To clarify the Page of Pentacles, we have the Sun. We have the Sun twice. So this is giving me Leo energy. Somebody might be a Leo. To clarify the Fool, the Starseed here, we have the Empress. To clarify the Queen of Swords, we have the Ten of Pentacles. And to clarify the Sun, we have the Seven of Wands, Soteria. And this is Tai Chi, Hera, Helios, and Dionysus. But I'm being told not to pay too much attention to the gods in this deck, in this very specific reading. Back of the deck energy, we have the Four of Wands. Somebody... I feel like somebody won and somebody lost, or somebody definitely feels that way within this connection. Yeah. I'm going to stop this reading here because I need to rest for the day. So the next time you see, you might notice a jump in the lighting might be different. Pile 2. Okay, pile 2. So let's start with the Tower and the Hierophant here, because I feel like somebody has learned their lesson. And that's what I'm getting from these two cards. And it was a lesson that, it was a big lesson, a major lesson that has been learned, or they are learning. I really feel like it's definitely a karmic lesson. Maybe somebody is closing out a karmic cycle here within this connection, which is weird because we shifted from having to figure out what's going on between two people within the oracles, and now it's like I'm being shown how each individual is growing here. And I feel like they are going through the same thing, but in very different energies. What I mean is, they are both going through the same thing, both individuals. It didn't matter which one you identified with. This is going to be for the both of you. You will be mirroring each other. I feel like if this is like a twin flame connection, like it's already established that this would make a lot more sense. But what I am being told is that these two people are mirroring their journeys, and they're very similar. But let's start here with the Tower and Hierophant, the Hierophant. So, like I said, a lesson has been learned, and it's due to something that happened rather abruptly. I don't know if somebody forgot to like put any safety nets in place, or if somebody just forgot to keep up with something, but definitely something has come about because somebody didn't learn the lesson beforehand. I feel like a cycle has been repeated here, and it could be within this connection. Maybe they messed up in a way that they used to previously in another connection, and it's being repeated here again. So but I feel like both individuals have, maybe one more than the other for sure. Whoever has more of this Uranian energy, maybe more Aquarius or maybe even Leo, because this is a square. We have Uranus and then we have Taurus. So this is like an Aquarius Taurus square. Or we could be dealing with those kinds of situations. Things to do with money, things to do with how would we describe Aquarius in this situation? We do have a lot of planets in Aquarius currently, so that could explain, like, especially if you're a Taurus, I feel like you might be going through it. But there's definitely a forced growth here, a forced shift, and somebody's having to deal with the fallout of something. It could be a breakup. Like I said, I don't feel like it is though, because I feel like no one's really hurt here. I feel like they're just seeing the error of their ways. With the Page of Crystals and the Sun, I am seeing this is quite interesting. Somebody is learning to step into their power here. The Sun is giving me power, but it's also giving me confidence. I'm getting the feeling that, because the Page of Crystals would be starting something new materially. So if somebody is starting like a new job due to the fact that they got fired in the last one, or maybe they weren't given a promotion, I feel like there's new money coming in, or there's new investments to be made. There's definitely a feeling that both individuals are investing in different things to better themselves. It could be emotional and or mental, like maybe you're investing in yourself so that you can take care of yourself going forward, or you could be investing quite literally in some kind of financial endeavor, whether that's stocks or like a savings account, or even in a new job. But there is a sense here that because there was a fallout of some sort or something fell through, they're building a better tomorrow, or they're building something better for tomorrow, which is very interesting. I feel like you could read this as both a couple or people who have separated, because I'm not seeing like a difference here in that energy, and I'm trying really hard to figure that out. But I guess just take this as it resonates, pile 2. With Starseed and the Empress, what's interesting here is that even though we do have the Empress with this feminine energy, the star seed is being in a new energy. So I feel like somebody is stepping into this new feminine energy era. But I was also getting, believe it or not, a new masculine energy as well. I think it'll depend on you. If you're typically more leaning towards feminine, you're stepping into a new masculine era. And if you typically lean more masculine, you're stepping into new feminine energy. And this will all depend on you, pile 2, individually, as well as your person, depending on what their typical energy is here. And it's weird because these messages are coming through so simply and plainly. Like there's nothing to expand on, but they're so profound. Like I feel like you will understand what I'm talking about as soon as I say it, because I'm hearing that it should be very obvious to you what's going on here. And I hate that, because I feel like it sounds like I'm being cheeky, but really, you know what you're stepping into, and you know what's going on with the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles here. Yeah, I feel like for the majority of you, this is going to be finances at play. It could also be securing like a job or maybe a place to stay. Maybe somebody got kicked out because they forgot to pay rent or something like that, or something to do with bills as well. Maybe somebody forgot to pay the bills and they're starting like a new way of like an auto pay kind of situation. But I feel like it goes deeper than that because with the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Coins, on the surface, it's like, yes, we're talking about material gains, we're talking about taking care of the physical body, the physical living space, but it goes deeper than that because the Queen of Coins, like, look at how the third eye is being shown here. Like, it's not just one, it's like five. And I like to assume that there's one for each chakra almost, or for every dimension. I'm wondering if these are like all five dimensions as well, which I don't even know what all five are, but it's like somebody is seeing through to figure out why exactly these things are happening. I feel like they're not just happy with one answer. They're not just happy with the surface level answer or even the inner, uh, the internal answer, the emotional. It's like, no, why is everything not aligning how it's supposed to, is what I'm hearing. And they keep going back to this feeling of, or maybe lack of, uh, abundance and security. The Ten of Pentacles is security, mostly financial, but also stability. And the Queen of Swords is cutting through the crap to figure out why there is none of this. Why, um, or even if there is, like, why does it not feel like it's enough? The Queen of Swords in this case, she's digging very deeply. She might be a bit of an overthinker. So I'm not sure who here is the overthinker. It might be the both of you, like I said, but whoever is in their more feminine energy is definitely who is the overthinker here. With the Sun and the Seven of Wands, there is a sense of empowerment through taking care of the self. The Seven of Wands is retreating to take care, at least in this particular deck. I forget what it looks like in the Rider Waite because I'm being shown self-care here. It's doing the shadow work to figure out why things keep going the way they do. It's doing the inner work to see exactly, like the example I'm being shown is somebody who just has trouble with money, or like understanding it or keeping it, or maybe doing something regularly with it, like paying bills. And there's a sense here that it goes deeper than they want it to. Like, it might be some kind of childhood wound or trauma where maybe their parents were financially abusive, or maybe there just wasn't enough money going around when they were younger, so they didn't exactly know what to do with it. There is a sense here that uh, whatever is going on within this connection, whatever was that thing that kept repeating itself, goes deeper than just the surface level. So, for example, if we take a couple where somebody messed up and decided to go fool around with somebody else, I feel like it's not going to be so cut and dry. Like, they're going to have to dig in deeper to see exactly, well, one, whoever did the thing, why they did it, and two, whoever this was done to, why they keep allowing this. It's like they don't even care about the surface level situation anymore. They want to get to the root of it. Like, why is this? And I feel like you may be coming here for an answer as well as to why this keeps happening. And Spirit is just asking you to dig in deeper because it's going to be different for everybody. It's looking within the self and doing the shadow work. It's looking within your heart. I'm being shown that to look within every chakra to see how this particular situation is affecting every single one. Yeah, because I'm being shown that scene from Avatar: The Last Airbender where he goes to Guru Patik to unblock the chakras. And I forget exactly why. I think it's because he was attacked in the Avatar state. It's that kind of situation. Somebody is trying to prevent from shutting down entirely, and maybe somebody already has. But there's a little bit of a reluctance here because I'm not being shown everything. It's like I'm trying to tap into somebody's higher self and that person won't let me. It could be you, pile two. It could be your person. It could also be, I'm being shown like a combined higher self of this particular couple here. And yeah, they just won't let me through. I feel like you both think that you will work it out with each other. But that may not be the case. Because at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Wands. This is somebody succeeding. This is a celebration. And because we have Hestia, the goddess of the hearth, I'm wondering, because a lot of these cards do make me think of the home, even Hera. She's the goddess of marriage, but a marriage makes me think of a home. At the very least, the home that two people create within each other here. I'm kind of interested to know what exactly the situation is. I feel like you both might be two kinds of people that like to keep your private affairs private. And maybe this is why I can't tap into it. There's also a sense here that everything's not as it seems on the outside as it is on the inside. But there's a lot of growth here regardless. What's underneath this? We have the Lovers, yeah. Aphrodite. Which is interesting because most Lovers cards tend to have two individuals coming together. Here we have Aphrodite with, I'm not exactly sure who this is supposed to be. It just looks like a statue. I am getting a feeling that you are both going through this individually though. It's like I said, there's been some sort of dispute or a fallout or maybe an argument, something where you both disagreed and you're having to deal with this on your own because you understand that as a couple, if you want to succeed, if you want to move forward, you both have to do your shadow work individually. I feel like one more so than the other. But the other person who doesn't typically do the spiritual stuff, who probably doesn't even understand what shadow work is, they're processing this whole situation in their own way. This is very interesting. But let's move on to, I didn't get the bottom of the deck for the Star Child Tarot. We have the Seven of Cups with options here. I feel like you're both looking to see what you can do about your situation. And I do get the feeling, unfortunately, that leaving each other might be one of those options. And I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. It'll depend on your relationship and where you are, of course. One of it could also be to come back together and reconcile. Another one could be to, I'm seeing two people who agree to work on this relationship. But I feel like you both have options. In some cases, it could be other people, but I'm not seeing them as much. This is very... Yeah, all of these cards, with the exception of the Page of Crystals, who is just the same person being mirrored, have one person here. I feel like the next time you see each other, you're going to be talking about your growth. You're going to be talking about your options. You're going to both come to some kind of understanding of what it is that you have to do in order to move forward. Because we have Dionysus here, maybe somebody could be... I just get the feeling that somebody is overdoing something, whatever that may be. It could be partying, it could be drinking, it could also just be overspending. But I'm seeing two individuals who are very headstrong and two individuals who honestly don't need each other but want each other. And they kind of have to really think about whether this relationship is worth keeping or not. And for a lot of you, I feel like you will. It's just a matter of whether the circumstances that you've had to deal with will continue or not. Because I'm seeing two very mature people, two people who hold accountability for their actions and who are very responsible toward each other. But there's been a lot of thinking, and there's been a lot that's been done. I'm hearing Hyper Ballad by Bjork. I might link that in the description because the whole gist of the song, I'm not getting one particular lyric. It's more like, well, the chorus is, I go through all this before you wake up so I can be happier to be safe again with you. And it's the feeling that something has to change in order for this to keep going. I feel like the growth is better done individually than with each other. I hope that made sense. I was trying to channel so much here because I'll be honest, I forgot a little bit of the reading since I continued it today. But let's move on to some closing advice. I really feel like this is going to be very heavy subject matter next time you both see each other. And this might be within a home, this might be in a shared space. I don't see this happening in public. And by the way, I do see this, it could be over the phone as well, but it's definitely a private conversation. So we have a card from the Self-Care Oracle. Oh, okay. We have 40, pleasure, and 48, spend time with animals. So I do get the feeling that the next time you see your person, some pleasure will definitely be involved. I feel like you might see each other. I'm getting like the feeling of a couple that sees each other maybe on a weekly basis, or if this is like more of a situationship, I feel like this is something you do regularly regardless, and this might be just one of the things that happens, but you're going to pay extra attention to how that deed goes, specifically to the emotions within it, because I feel like you both communicate through your intimacy, believe it or not. I feel like you're more vulnerable with each other there, and therefore the feelings that you get either from your person, because I do get the feeling that you're both very empathic with each other, either the feelings from your person or the feelings you express within it are going to be a lot more telling than the words you say to each other, because again, there's a sense of being vulnerable and being very honest with each other when it comes to your intimacy. With spend time with animals, you might have some pets, and maybe you speak to each other when you have a pet around. Like maybe you might have the pet in your lap, or you might, like for example, walk your dog, and maybe this is how you talk. But regardless, animals play a key role here in that they may either be a buffer for this conversation, or you may just rely on like the animal to tell you the energy of the room. I don't know if any of you have this, but you might have like a cat or dog, and they'll act out whatever either you or your person are feeling, or the both. Because animals can be very reactive to energies of their owners, or even of just the people around them. It doesn't necessarily have to be the owner. It could be whomever is visiting. We have some channeled messages from the Hermit Tarot. I'm hearing 6 cards for you, plus back of the deck. We have light. Light here is making me think of the shadow work. You need to bring light into the things you are dealing with. If I follow you, I could lose everything. I just wish things were different. I think we should slow down. My life started when I met you. I left because you told me to. Back of the deck. I am addicted to you. This 15 card is supposed to resonate with the Devil card, and the Devil card can sometimes be lust. So I feel like if this is a connection where you're only staying together because of the physical chemistry, then there's something about having to leave this aside and having to put this aside. You may decide not to go through with your typical intimacy for this very reason. But like I said, I feel like you both communicate through it as well. So if it is just pay attention to it. But at the same time, if you know it's going to throw you for a loop and not make you see clearly, maybe forego it altogether. This is up to you and how you handle this. I'm just getting messages here that are just, it's complicated is what I'm hearing. It's complicated about what it is you want to do next. Because slowing down, wish things were different. I feel like you guys are trying to make this work, but there's something in the way of this connection fully blossoming into what it's supposed to be. With I left because you told me to, like I said, for some of you, it could be a situation where somebody might have to leave, or you both might have to leave each other. Or you might have to send somebody away and continue this conversation on another day. With 2, my life started when I met you. I really do feel like this is a very, like I said, twin flame came up earlier. So I feel like this is a very important connection. I don't want to say karmic, but there was definitely a lesson learned here. And if you do, because I am getting the sense that if you two do end up parting ways, there's a chance that you might come back. Believe it or not. Because with light here, you're both willing to grow. You're both willing to amend your ways. And all I see in the way of this is petty habits, habits that really should have been taken care of beforehand. But it depends, because these small habits that are getting in the way they're nothing major, but it's clearly been enough of an obstacle to make you reevaluate your entire connection. My heart goes out to you, pile 2. I'm sending you and your person so much love. But this is where I leave you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the yellow candle, then we have a reading here for you today about you and your person and the next time you see each other, or the next encounter you might have. The past 2 readings have been about a particular conversation between the 2 individuals, so I'm not quite sure if that's going to be the case for this one or not. So it might just be about the next conversation you have with your person. But I was channeling a song for you, and they've all been in Spanish lately. I'm not sure why that is. But this particular song is about asking somebody if they would like to be with them, if they would like to date them. So for you, this might be the only pile that actually has some kind of date going on here, because I am getting a very cheeky, a very sweet energy, and a very curious energy as well. We are going to do this person A and person B style, where these oracles are going to be what each person is going through and what they are feeling whenever you both meet or speak to each other. I really do feel like for this particular pile, it's going to be a meeting. Let's start with some connecting energies. We have quality time. Spending more time together and doing things you enjoy is important now. If you are single, this card tells you to spend more time with friends. This card highlights parties and a good time. We also have Mars. So some of you might have a lot of Mars within your chart, or your composite chart could be very Mars heavy. This is definitely the energy of somebody who is a doer and who is very outgoing. So person A, we have the vision. Oh, I love this. There's like a mountain, some hands, 2 pairs of hands specifically, 2 owls. Something about mirroring is coming through here. Person B is the temple. Why am I hearing Take Me to Church by Hosier? Person A has first quarter moon in Gemini, speak your world into being. And person B has new moon in Libra, know you are loved. We're also getting the Magic of Marvel oracle cards here. Got a little bit more insight into each person. Person A. Oh, interesting. Iron Man, what are you really protecting? Iron Man came out in another pile. I think it was pile 1. Yeah, pile 1. And then for my person B, think first, smash later. And I took smash here to mean exactly what think first, smash later. I'm just saying, think about it first and then you can smash. I am so sorry. I did not mean for that to be so vulgar, but like I said, there's something very sweet and cheeky here. I feel like you both enjoy double entendre and a lot of wordplay here, because I'm getting 2 individuals who are just very... Well, let's start with person A. Person A, well, I'm not going to say you because it might not be, but person A is a thinker. It's interesting that they have the vision, because that also makes me think of, what's his name? Vision from the Avengers, who was created by Tony Stark's, I guess his version of AI. I'm trying to think a little bit of that, but person A is somebody who is very intelligent, very intellectual. They are somebody who could come up with any conversation and make it interesting. With this Gemini energy, they might be a bit of a talker, but they're also, like I said, very intelligent, probably very accomplished, or at the very least, person B will think so. I'm getting somebody who, like I said, doesn't shy away from any topic in a conversation. I feel like they're very literate, or if not, they at least come off that way. Like you would expect person A to have several books in their room or home. With Speak Your World into Being, they could be a bit of a manifester, but I am seeing a very open and very I'm hearing aggressive throat chakra. So I'm not sure if they have like a loud booming voice or if they just speak a lot. They could be a Gemini as well. I do feel like this person does have Gemini energy. What are you really protecting? I feel like they're going to be asking a lot of questions to person B. With quality time though, like I said, this is definitely a date. I definitely feel like this person is going to be meeting person B in person because this is interesting. There's a sense of mirroring here as well that I didn't even notice until now because we have the two owls, the two hands, but then we also have these two individuals. Gemini is one of those mirroring signs, much like Pisces, where you have like a dual natured person. I'm not going by that stereotype that Gemini is two-faced. That's not what I'm talking about, but it's definitely somebody who can see two sides of an argument. And it's very similar to the moon in Libra here as well, because they can also see two sides of the argument. I'm going to read from the book about the vision because I'm not exactly sure, because I am getting somebody who has a very open third eye, but also somebody who can see the bigger picture here. So from the book, the vision, the dream, the imagined, the revealed, it is said that we are each born with a unique vision, a destiny toward which we are aimed. It is also said that we forget this vision the moment we are born. Thus, we are sent on a lifelong journey of rediscovery. Such is the elusive nature of the vision. It slips away, yet it guides. We all want to be near those with vision. They emit energy more potent than any elixir. When we lose connection to the vision, life becomes dull and exhausting, lacking meaning. Bring back the mystery, bring back the dreams. This is very interesting because I feel like person B, whoever this may be, is very drawn to person A because it makes me think, like I said, that they have a very open throat chakra, but also a third eye. I feel like person A is definitely very spiritual. I feel like they have a very high vibration and just an amazing energy here. And I feel like it's very infectious as well. They might be very attractive, I'm not gonna lie, but not just because of their physical looks, but also because, like I said, their conversation, their this magnetic quality that they tend to have. Person A is somebody who can really draw in anybody, like I said, with conversation. I'm wondering if person B has overheard person A speak at some point or another and decided, wow, I would actually like to really hang out with person A. They seem like a very interesting person. So I get the feeling that person B has had their eye on person A for a while. So let's move on to them. Because person B, I'm not gonna lie, they're a little hard to read. Because of the Hulk, I always think of like how the Hulk is actually Bruce Banner, but when they're in a certain energy, they turn into the Hulk. I forget what exactly enrages him. I think just making him angry makes him the Hulk. Yeah, because in the movie, he's like, that's just the thing, I'm always angry. But I don't know, I'm not saying that person B has anger issues. But there's definitely a sense here that they're always in one certain emotion, whether that's anger or whether that's just focusing. There's something about focus here. With all this green, I am getting a lot of heart chakra, and that makes sense because we also have Libra, who I would consider a very heart chakra based sign in astrology, because they all have to do with Venus, they all have to do with love. And even this temple card makes me think, like I said, I keep getting that song from Hosier, Take Me to Church, which is about worshipping a body the way you would worship at a temple. At least that's how I always took it to mean. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's got a lot of sexual undertones to that song. I haven't heard it in a while, but I remember hearing it the one time thinking, oh, it's not about going to church. So, okay, now I'm thinking of the song, and he's talking about he's singing about a woman who's very very attractive, if I remember. I have to listen to this song. I don't want to stop and listen to it now, but I will after this, because anytime I channel a random song when I'm doing these readings, I go back and listen to them, and it's like, oh wow, that really fits the reading that I did. So yeah, if that is the case, person B has found person A very attractive and for quite a while. And it's not just the physical beauty, because I'm pretty sure that's there. It's more for their intellect. Like, a lot of people are wowed by Tony Stark because, I mean, sure, I guess he's good looking in the movies or whatever, but he's a very intelligent man, also very wealthy, and also very interesting. I feel like person B finds person A to be one of the more interesting people they've ever seen. So this could be part of the reason they reach out to them, because I am getting, well, I'm not sure who reaches out to who. But there is a sense here that person B, I can't get a read on person B. I'm trying to, but this person keeps trying to redirect me back to person A. So whoever person B is, they're just like enamored by person A. No, you are loved. I feel like person B is definitely big Libra energy here. So they could be a Libra or have the moon in Libra. There's somebody who shows their affection very openly. Like when they like something, they want to be around that something, or they want to embody it. It's not really obsessive energy, though not lingering. It is teetering towards that. I'm going to read from the book for the temple. The sanctuary, the shrine, the altar. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy, accessible in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into the dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensuously kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card is a call to re examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshipping? Your phone, money, material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. That was so profound. It's like, gosh. What resonated the most was how it feels so far off. Because it's true, we feel like if person B was to regard person A as something very sacred, and it could be the other way as well. I feel like person A might find person B very sacred, but not as much as I'm getting person B, because it's like they find person A to be something far off, but the truth is they're very close. For example, it could be like, let's say maybe a coworker, somebody they see every day, or maybe like a classmate, something like that. They just see them every day. They're part of their everyday life. But there's something so unreachable here about that person. So it's easy to put them on a pedestal. It's easy to imagine what they could be like. And not gonna lie, I really do feel like person B has thought about being intimate with person A. Like, definitely, there's a reason Smash Later came out here, because they're trying to be very respectful of whatever person A is. It's like they're trying to tap into that mind first before they can tap that ass, if you will. I'm wondering if person B just really loves this wordplay, and maybe person A kind of appreciates that, because I'm getting somebody who is just, like I said, trying to be respectful of person A, but they just find person A to be just so, quite literally, a vision. And believe it or not, it's mostly mental. I feel like, not mental, it's mostly intellectual. Person B is just drawn by whatever person A has to say. And I feel like the physical is very easy for person B. Like, they don't care about looks, they can come across good looks anywhere. But an interesting conversation with somebody who has good looks, that's what they care about. This is what makes them almost obsessed with whatever is going on with person A. Almost like person A is casting a bit of a spell on them. But person A is not doing this. Person A just has, like I said, that glamour, that energy that is just so infectious and magnetic. That said, I feel like person B is also very strong, because, and something about their hands is coming through. I don't know if they work with their hands or if they just have like really nice hands. With Think First, Smash Later, person B is going to try really hard on this next time that they get together, because I really do feel like it's going to be an actual physical meeting. They're going to try really hard to be respectful. Like, they may have a hard time not ogling person A, or, like I said, not trying to think of anything besides what's going on. With Mars, though, the sexual energy is just very, It's very strong here. I feel like person A also finds person B to be very attractive, but they might question that aggression a little bit. It's kind of like, and I'm trying to say this in a way that's not going to be taken weird, but the way people exert their aggression can come off very attractive to person A. And that's not to say that they're attracted to aggressive people. It's just that enough of that is like there's a healthy amount of aggression, you know? And I feel like person A is really into that. And they might find that side of person B very attractive. And this could be part of the reason they decided to meet in person. Anything else coming through? Oh, okay, let's do the asteroids. So we have, is this the south node? Yeah, because the north node. No, it is the north node. We have the north node, Aquarius. Somebody could have north node in Aquarius in the first house. So the first house is the house of appearances. So I'm taking this to mean that, I'm sorry, it's a very loud car coming by. Okay, hopefully that's out of the way. But so I feel like they're both going to be paying a lot of attention to their appearances. So like I said, this is very much first date energy. They're both going to care a lot about how they come off to everybody else as well as a couple. I feel like there's just going to be a lot of emphasis on appearance here. I'm wondering if these are two people that don't typically see each other outside of whatever, because I am getting that these are two people that typically see each other, but like in a very different setting, whether that's work, school, or what have you. So outside of this, they're going to pay extra attention to the clothes they wear. Of course, it could be just because it's a date and maybe a hot one as well with Mars here. But I'm getting the sense that they're going to care a lot about how they come off to each other. With the North Node, this is a destined meeting, believe it or not. A destined connection, but definitely a destined meeting, because there's something about hanging out with each other, because believe it or not, I'm not getting a lot about the conversation or what's going on here or what you'll be doing. I feel like all that matters is that you're going to see each other. If it's not a date, it could even be just to hang out, but like I said, this extra attention to physical appearance is standing out, so it's going to feel like a date regardless of what you two are doing. With Aquarius though, I feel like you're trying to meet as friends, because we have quality time here, and even here it says this highlights parties and a good time. If you're single, this card tells you to spend more time with friends. I feel like you're trying to focus more on your friendship, but believe it or not, there's a huge undertone of like more than friends here. So this is very interesting and very exciting. Let's move on to the tarot to see what's going on between person A and person B here. All right, I turned on the light so you could see these cards better. My lovely pile 3. We're using the Star Child Tarot to get a view of what this meeting, what's the nature of this meeting. I mean, I think we know. I think you're just trying to hang out as friends, but there's like very spicy undertones, rather suggestive, rather cute. Honestly, there's a very cute energy, but underneath it is like something that's very spicy. So for my pile 3, we have the Empress. I'm not surprised. We have the Tower. Oh, okay. These fell out. We have Oppression, which would be the Devil, and I'm not surprised because this can also be lust. We have the 5 of Crystals with somebody might not be picking up on something the other person is putting down. Whatever that may be. Or a feeling of scarcity. Maybe somebody's trying to break a dry spell here. And the King of Swords. Again, this is giving me, well, it could be either, because they're both very intellectual, but one is more so than the other. Back of the deck energy, we have the 9 of Cups. Ooh, I like this. Well, let's get to that later. I'm going to clarify these with the Mythos Tarot. I did see the 6 of Wands, which is interesting, but she didn't come out. We have the Nine of Cups again. This is going to be a very fun meeting. It's going to be a very fun date for sure. We have the Page of Coins. We have the Queen of Cups. We also have Judgment with Athena. And Justice with Themis, back of the deck. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I love this. I love this so much. So if there is a masculine here, man, he really loves this feminine energy of whomever the feminine energy is. There's definitely a lot of love for women here regardless, I feel. Even if it is like two gay men, like I said, the love of feminine energy, I mean, they would consider themselves feminine. But regardless, so what I'm getting is somebody wanting to spoil whoever the feminine is here, or the more feminine. If, like, for example, pile 3, you are a woman here, this person wants to spoil you. And they've been wanting to spoil you for some time is what I'm hearing. With the Empress and the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups showed up twice, so I'm definitely seeing a good time to be had here. Specifically, it's wish fulfillment. So I feel like somebody here has been longing for the other person for quite a while. More likely that person B who sees the other person as a temple. So if this is you, pile 3, you know what? Regardless of what you identified in that oracle selection, I feel like next time you see your person, they're going to want to make you feel like this Empress here. There's something about your feminine energy that just drives them wild. With the Tower and the Page of Coins, the Page of Coins makes me think of somebody, specifically with this card, because she looks like she's longing for somebody. Like I said, this person has been waiting for an opportunity to see you. With the Tower, I feel like it's going to come out of nowhere. Like, you're not going to see this... I'm hearing proposal for a date coming out of anywhere, because this person may be somebody you didn't expect to have any sort of liking toward you, or it could have been where they may have not shown any interest until then. And for whatever reason that is, I'm not sure, but I feel like I'm being shown somebody who just can't take it anymore and just wants to hang out with you. It's like, hey, I really like you. Let's hang out as friends. Let's go do this. And they've just been waiting for their opportunity. With oppression here and the Queen of Cups, it's very interesting because I'm getting a sense that this person has felt rather restricted lately. This is lust coming through, but it is also... Can I get a clarifier? I'm going to keep this back of the deck card here just because it's already out. But I need a clarifier as to what exactly this... it's typically the Devil card. But something is not being shown here because oppression just leaves a big blank for me. We do have the Queen of Cups to clarify it. And this is just you, pile 3. This is you, especially when you exude this feminine energy that they cannot, like... I feel like this person has had the hots for you for a quick minute. Like, or, I don't know, just something... Maybe they see you in a specific picture on your, like on your social media. And they're like, okay, that's it. I'm asking this person out because... this is ridiculous. Or maybe they see you in person, like at work or in class, and you're wearing a very specific type of outfit. Or maybe you say something and it's like, okay, that's it. Like, they can't stand it anymore. So we have, okay, I was given 2 7 of Wands and the Hierophant. Taurus energy is coming through with the Hierophant, but also trying to learn something. They want to know more about you and why exactly they're attracted to you. With the 7 of Wands, though, you're going to be fighting some kind of urge. Like I said, that think first, smash later energy is coming through. Like, they're going to be debating whether they want to hit on you rather openly or not. It's like, I feel like you both might be in this energy too. Like, you both feel the chemistry, you both feel the magnetic quality. It's like, but we shouldn't. And it's like, why shouldn't you? There's some kind of magnetic energy here. I feel like this is one of those connections where I feel like if you were to actually be dating, like if you were actually to be a couple, you'd be very happy, but something is preventing this. With the 5 of Crystals and Judgment, like I said, I feel like there's going to be a feeling that somebody is like, it's kind of like you're getting nowhere with the 5 of Crystals. In the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's the 2 people walking in the snow, not seeing the big window of shelter right behind them. And I feel like this date could easily be just another nothing, where nothing is, where nothing is spoken about how you feel about each other, or nothing is expressed about how you find each other attractive. At least it's like you're skirting the situation. Like you kind of don't want to talk about it, but it has to be spoken about. With Judgment here, I feel like this is kind of like a final straw kind of date. It's not going to feel that way because I feel like you will still have fun, you will still have really interesting conversation, but somebody is going to have to take the plunge and say something here. And it's more than likely going to be whomever identifies more as the feminine, because like I said, the feminine energy that was coming through in the oracle, or at least whoever identified with person A, doesn't necessarily have to be feminine, is way smarter than the other person. And they're going to pick up on this because it's also giving me a very intuitive person here, with next to the Queen of Cups and Judgment. Somebody is going to be feeling the vibe, and it's just going to be like, hey, I know we're having a good time and this and this, but would you do you want to get out of here and go do something? Essentially, that's the kind of energy that is coming through. And I feel like it's going to weigh heavy on both of your minds. One person more than the other for sure. But with the King of Swords and Justice here, and the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of like everything is aligning for this to be a very romantic night, and for the both of you to finally have some alone time together so you can do whatever it is that you want to do with each other. But you're just going to have to like not allow yourself to get in the way. I feel like there's a sense of self-sabotage for the both of you, believe it or not. More so whoever is in their masculine energy here with the King of Swords, because I almost feel like this guy should have been reversed, but he's not. And oh, this is so frustrating. It's like a will they, won't they kind of energy. Like how you see in a sitcom or in a TV show, a will they, won't they, but it's playing out all in one night, and it's almost like there's heavy stakes at play. This is so interesting. Like, it's got me on the edge of my seat, and I'm only just like tapping into the energy of this so-called friend date. I don't know what it is that you guys are doing, but there's going to be like a pretense that it's going to be very amicable, or it's going to be platonic. But then you get together and you see each other and it's like, damn, I have this person all to myself, and this could be my only chance to let them know how exactly it is that I see them. Should I tell them and kind of risk the chance of ruining this friendship or relationship or whatever it is, colleagueship, I don't know. Or should I just not say anything and enjoy the time we have? Wow, and I can understand both ways, I'll be honest. Like, if the friendship is good enough that you don't want to ruin it by throwing, physical intimacy into the mix, I can understand. But at the same time, it's like, why not just go for it? With the Wheel of Fortune, like I said, it's going to be fated. There's going to be something about destiny here. I do feel like the odds are in both of your favors. What's underneath this? Temperance. So we're trying to keep this balance of not making it like overly sensual and still keeping it lighthearted and fun. I feel like the both of you might have trouble balancing each other out sometimes. Like, I feel like this couple can go either in one direction very heavily or in another direction very heavily. Like, it could either be very platonic or very intensely passionate, depending on where you are. So there is a sense here that you might want to, if you're going out for drinks, for example, maybe watch how much you're drinking so you don't overdo it. Because I do get the feeling here that somebody might try to somebody might want to drink just to get through to let their nerves soften, but they might overdo it. So yeah, it's like, watch how much you're intaking of whatever substances it is that you're doing here. I'm not because I'm judging, but mostly because you want to have a very level head as the night progresses, as your date or whatever this is progresses. You want to be able to be lucid. You want to be able to think clearly. Oh, I stuttered there. It's been a while since I've stuttered. You might make your person stutter, pile 3, because they just find you so dang attractive. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But let's move on to some closing cards, because we are doing channeled message cards, and I feel like that's going to give us some insight into what your person is thinking. But though I feel like I already spilled the beans, so at least you'll have that to watch out for. Let's start with the self-care oracle. This is the first pile that hasn't been resonating with any of the other two. This is very different energy for sure. So for my pile 3, we have, okay, we got 2. We have movement and read. Like I said, somebody finds somebody very intellectual here. With movement though, I'm wondering if this is a date where you're actually doing something. Maybe you could be taking a yoga class. You could be hiking or going for a walk. I feel like movement will help a lot, especially when it comes to the chemistry between the both of you. I just happened to glance at the back of the deck. We have pleasure here. So yeah, that's going to be on the back of everybody's mind here. Well, the both of you. I say everybody as if you're going to have an audience. Like if people were watching you, that'd be on the back of everybody's mind. It'd be like that date where you didn't expect it to turn so spicy, and then it does. Because it definitely has potential here to do so. We're going to use some channeled messages from the Hermit Tarot. Let's tap into my pile 3's date, their person. What is on their mind throughout this whole thing? So we have, your family won't like me. Oh, wow. They're already thinking about how your family will, yeah, reach out. I never imagined so much perfection. That song keeps playing in my head, Take Me to Church. I'm going to listen to that song. It's not my favorite, but I remember it being like very meme worthy at the time when it came out. I just dream and wish for everything. This doesn't want to go back. What does it say? Maybe. Yeah, like I said, that there's a chance that it might end up in something. That it might turn out to be something else. I'm open to compromise. Do you think about me too? I need time for me, and I have so much desire for you. Yeah, I was expecting this to come through. Back of the deck energy, we have love is the answer. So what I'm getting is that somebody has thought about not just smashing, of course, but like being your partner, because I just dream and wish for everything makes me think that they kind of wish things were a little bit easier for them, or that things would just work out. Because with your family won't like me, I'm wondering if it's been spoken about before that you both wouldn't be an ideal match for each other. I feel like, just to throw it out there, I feel like you've thought about it and decided, wow, there's something about this connection that my family wouldn't like. And whatever that is may be different. It could be due to cultural differences. It could be due to background. It could be due to like an age gap or something like that. It could also be maybe, I don't know. Somebody might just have parents that are very hard to please. With reach out, I really do feel like you'll both be reaching out to each other. This is going to be a connection where you will both be feeling it. I never imagined so much perfection. They're not going to realize this until it's a little bit closer to them understanding that they have feelings for you. I feel like they're going to get to see a side of you, and they're going to be like, wow, person or pile 3 is just perfect. But with maybe, I'm also thinking, like I said, like a lot of stuff is on the table. I'm open to compromise. I'm wondering if what I'm being shown with this card is very interesting, that if it does go through and you do end up liking what you experience with each other, somebody is going to want more, and they're going to be willing to have some sort of more than friends relationship here. So I'm not sure exactly how. I feel like that'll make more sense to you depending on your situation. With do you think about me too? They're definitely going to wonder if you've also seen them that way. And I need time for me. I feel like after this encounter, regardless of what happens, you won't speak to each other for a while, because somebody is going to need to process everything that happened here and everything that was spoken about. I have so much desire for you. Yeah, your person is just so into you. Love is the answer. What's underneath this? Listen to your heart. Somebody is going to be, it's almost like Selena's I Could Fall in Love is playing now. I could lose my heart tonight if you don't turn and walk away. Like I said, I feel like even if there is like this this very sensual undertone to this meeting. It may not happen, and there's a chance that somebody doesn't want to ruin the connection here. But it's up to you whatever you want to do. And as I'm talking, like these flames are going crazy. They're like flickering like crazy. Um, I think that's just confirmation that there's chemistry here. I can't make this up for you, pile 3. It's going to be up to you what you want to do with your person. Just know that they're going to have that in the back of their mind quite a bit, and I feel like they're very willing to be whatever it is that you want them to be, even if that's just a friend. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If any of this resonated, please let me know, and let me know how this date goes, because it does sound very fun. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.